Welcome to your Conscious Choices for Wellness podcast, hosted by B. Crutelli. This is a space for everyone to learn anything and everything related to healthy healing, including naturopathic medicine, music, dance, yoga, meditation, eco-fashion, mothering, and organic lifestyle choices. Topics for expanding universal consciousness. Come join me weekly as we delve in and begin this journey, sharing valuable content gathered over the past 3 decades, helping to support a healthier and more sustainable future for all. Hello and welcome. I am so glad that you're here joining me today. I have taken a pause for a good 2-3 weeks from my podcast. I did release something last week that was the first part of what I'm going to continue today. While I was sitting in a forest in Marin County, California, post my 31st move. And I thought, to do this, kind of incorporate it into my podcast, because moving has been, I don't want to say an essential, but it has been part of my dharma, part of whatever I'm working through as a human being here in this lifetime that I carry. And most people don't understand. And I know there's others out there that probably might live a similar life to this to some extent. And so it's important to me to share with whoever I can, because this is part of a healing journey, and everything that I do, I walk the talk. I really, incorporate healing into everything in a natural way that I have in my life. And moving is part of my life, and it has been on a yearly basis. So it is very regularly, an aspect of my life that comes in for whatever reason. Yes, I am going to be working on my first, I don't want to say real book. I've done some short, little ebooks and whatnot, and those are fun. But an actual a real book, because I really enjoy writing. And so since moving has been such a huge part of my life, and that maybe I'm supposed to share about it and learn things from it and whatever. But staying strong during one of the hardest things that we do in life, because whoever you are out there, you've had to move, right? Some of us move a lot more than others. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a gypsy, although I probably could have been one. Maybe I was in a past life, and that's why I'm here, and I can comfortably, move from place to place. What's not easy for me is that I have a shit ton of stuff still, even though I get rid of stuff every year. And I feel like I'm a pretty conscious consumer. I'm not like someone that just buys crap, and, I'm not a hoarder. I'm doing this podcast that I'm actually speaking a prequel to my recording that I did last week while forest bathing, recovering after my 31st move. And this 31st move, I have to say, is very special because it's not over yet. It happened in a way that hasn't quite happened before. Life is very interesting. What I find is that you think, I've experienced so much, but then all of a sudden you're like, wow, I've never experienced this quite like this before. This is new. After my little introduction here, you will notice a shift go into the forest, and I will be speaking for about 4 or 5 minutes from being in the middle of a forest. And giving myself some self-care, let's say, so I can recover into the next step of this 31st move, which is finding a home. And as I record this, I am sitting in my new home. So praise God, not just I, but my partner and I found our next home, which is here in Marin County, and it is actually in the forest. We do have neighbors, but we are in a place called Forest Knolls in West Marin, outside Fairfax, in between Fairfax and the ocean. And it's quite lovely. It's very foresty. And so we are just moving in here as I, do this podcast. This is going to be a process, like I said, because I had to put all my stuff in storage a few weeks ago when I did that 31st move from Nevada City. All my stuff is in storage, or let's say 90% of it in Nevada County. And I did not successfully find another home up there, but we found one here. So, and since I work here, this is where I need to be most of the time. So I will be gradually moving out of a storage unit, actually 2 storage units, I hate to say. But so over the next month, I will be getting out of those storage units and settling in to this home here. My partner just gave notice last week when we got this home, so he is slowly moving in over the next few weeks as well. And I just wanted to do this special podcast in sharing with y'all ways, no matter if you're a chronic mover, which it's one of the hardest things to do in life, and I can tell you why it's so hard, not just on your physical body, but emotionally. It's just, I think naturally for us as humans, we want to be grounded. We want to feel at home, right? Home is like a place where the heart is. It's a place of feeling peace, love, safety, right? Safety is a huge thing for me. I really want that. And especially with the chaos in the world right now, I feel like I need it more than ever. And so the places I was living before, whether at my partner's apartment where he's moving from when I would stay there, or my home in Nevada City, I just didn't feel completely like safe. Like there was some sense of protection that I needed more. And so this home, I feel like, has checked the box of asking the universe for that, because things are crazy out in the world. And I just really feel like it's important for us to all feel safe. So wherever you can find a place to be where you feel that sense of safety, reassurance, peace, right? We all need to find peace every day. So this is all about keeping going in the hardest times of life, no matter what that is, right? And moving is like supposed to be one of the top 3 hardest things that we do. So let me tell you, I kind of have expert advice at this since I do it every year. And, it's very, very likely that we might actually be moving out of this home again in a year. We're hoping it'll be 2 years, but we don't know how it's going to go here. There could be mold. It's a little musty because it's in the forest, and that's not good for your health. So we're hoping that when the winter comes, that we'll be able to be healthy here, right? So if we are, then we'll probably stay here for as long as we can. We don't own it; we're renting, and there's a very good chance that the owner might want to sell it soon too. She's had it for a very long time. So, anyways, just trust in your highest self. That is what's really, really most important in times of need, in times of turmoil, in times of chaos, whatever's going on that's really difficult in your life. It's so important to gain your trust, to strengthen your trust muscle, so that you have that trust that you're going to get through it. You're going to become stronger. there's a brighter, day on the other side of that day that you're going through that may not be so bright. And I just have to forewarn you that when we go into this clip of a video of me in the forest, I don't look very good, okay? I kind of look like shit. I don't like to criticize myself, but come on. I literally had just come out. It was a few days after my move, and it was one of the hardest moves. I feel like every year it doesn't get easier. I'm not getting younger. So as you get older and you're still like chronically moving your whole household, it's a lot, and it's not just a physical, it's an emotional, right? It's an emotional, just, it runs deep because I really want to have a home where I feel grounded. I don't want this to keep happening, but it does. And I, really wish that I had become a homeowner maybe when I had more of a chance to many years ago. And so now my partner and I are talking about how we can become homeowners in the next 5 years and really trying to make a plan for that because obviously we can't keep moving. Staying grounded, ways to be grounded, ways to keep going in the hardest times of life. Okay, so I'm giving moving as an example. And strengthening that trust muscle, letting go of all negative thoughts and disbeliefs, grounding your being. I'm in a forest with my shoes off, grounding on the earth, wherever you can do that is essential. So I'm going to segue now into my short clip video in the forest, as I am definitely forest bathing. It was quite miraculous, and I give thanks for being able to do this whenever I can. Since this move is a process for me, like I said, it's not just a, boom, 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 done with in like a week type move. I may talk about it a little bit more. I'm not sure if I'll have another podcast next week on it. But I feel like it was important since it's such a huge part of my life, and I have ways of getting through it that I want to share with everybody. So please watch this video. I'll give you a couple of tips in it as well. And then very soon, I've actually already made a podcast. Well, I haven't recorded it yet, but I typed my blog about healing your nervous system through your vagal nerve. And a lot of us now have heard about how important the vagus nerve is. And so I did a whole blog on that I will be talking about in the next couple of weeks because that kind of segues into, out of this and how to like reset your nervous system and, really heal your stress levels so that you can be the best at what you're doing and not let illness rise. So thank you so much. And here is the video in the forest. Thank you all so very much for listening today. I genuinely hope that you learned something, and I invite you to join me each week so you never miss a conscious wellness beat. This podcast holds a special place in my heart dedicated to my evolution here, my passionate mission to spread more consciousness for the much needed wellness on Earth. Come join me as a guest as well. Let's collaborate, making change for future generations.